I'm looking at my net running resources that I've put together for Cyberpunk 2020. The first is a Netrunner Font and the second is a map for subnets, but the Netrunner Font's probably the more complicated one, so I'll start there. The font itself is actually pretty simple to install. I've got this zip file containing all these little resources. The first is the TTF font, which is basically just a Windows font. You double click on it, and I've opened up the zip file, and you just click install and it installs the font. There's an OTF for people who prefer to install those fonts, and then I have an Excel spreadsheet or a LibreOffice calculator sheet, both the same thing, different versions of the same thing. Then, of course, I've got a summary of basically what it is, which includes a map key and another example of the map key inside a Netmap. Let's start with the Excel spreadsheet, which is this thing over here. And I'll get rid of this other stuff. As you can see, the key's right there, so you can see what everything is, and I've tried to link it so it links back to the letters anyway. I have a blank Netmap, and if I select everything here, which I don't think I did initially, yes, I want the Netrunner font, and I want it to be 32 points, so it's nice and big and viewable. When I create netmaps with this thing, it's just a letter, C for CPU, A for alarm, etc., etc. I'll get rid of this one because I want to keep this on blank in case I need to hand draw it. Here's a sample map that I did earlier. If, let's say, I wanted to extend that and add a little wall inside here or to separate out the auto factory, so I'll delete the auto factories and go F. So put them over there. I want to keep this as a separate sort of area. Let's put that there and that there. I'm just selecting a whole bunch of blocks, these ones, right click and format cells. And I'm just going to shade them in a dark colour, and it's done, basically. I find doing the code walls for Cyberpunk 2020 to be easier to be done this way. I'm going to copy that there and put another code gate in there. And as you can see, it's sort of starting to take shape as some sort of data fort. Very simple to do, and that's why I sort of put all this together. The other side of things I did was based on... Where did I put the page? Bring that back up. Something created by Sector 34, and quite honestly, I can't remember what I did back then, but I'll just pull up the Netmap and show you what it looks like. So here, this is a sort of simplified version that they'd come up with, and all I've done is making a mess of it here. Let's just maximize it. 3 chunks of the data fort with the system CPUs and all that sort of stuff, and then from the net you can link into whatever. So this is good for hitting remote servers where the netrunner might come in through let's say an access point out in the combat zone somewhere, hit one of their local department stores that links back to their central server or part of their sales system, let's say, and then links onto the core of the CPU of the company before going out to a particular auto factory that they want to run off gear for them, let's say. This allows you to cross-link it, so they've got long-distance links, local links, so you can link all these things, drawing lines and getting fancy with that sort of stuff. Let's see if this actually works. Oh wow, does it still work? Yes. So here's their example, and I've just created a generic map that does it for them. As you can tell, the example is actually fairly old. So hopefully you find those 2 resources useful. I will put them up on the net, and hopefully I can get these to Datafort 2020 as well, and they'll put them up there. So, yeah. Just in case you didn't know, my website is The Impossible Emporium, as you can see here. I update it occasionally. Let's go virtually not at all. But I've got some resources up there that you may find useful. If you have anything, suggestions of stuff I could do, that would be great, because I sort of want to enhance the game I enjoy playing and that sort of stuff. Thanks for your time.